What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So many people are asking me this question. Then I was on X, and a young lady by the name of Sai asked the question. Many people, because of all the history and trauma that former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, now junior middleweight title contender, Errol the True Spence Jr., 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, have suffered in his past. The fact that we now know that he ghosted his next opponent in former WBO junior middleweight world champion Australian superstar boxer. He's a superstar in Australia, not a superstar boxer, but a superstar in Australia. The son of a legend, Tszyu. Tszyu is 27 wins, 3 losses, no draws, 18 wins by way of knockout. Tszyu and Errol Spence are going to fight July 26th here in the States. But the fight will actually be in Australia. With that said, July 25th or 26th. I don't know how the time works, but it'll be that Saturday. With that said, they were supposed to have a press conference in Australia where Errol Spence is supposed to be on the Zoom call. Tszyu was in studio. Errol Spence ghosted the press conference. He didn't show up. They waited 45 minutes on air. Errol Spence didn't show up. So many people are questioning Errol Spence's motivation behind that. Some people are speculating, is Errol Spence injured? Some people are speculating Errol Spence is getting cold feet. Some people are speculating Errol Spence is not confident anymore, right? Second guessing his comeback. After Errol Spence said, he's already thinking about vacation after the fight. Some are speculating because of the comment Errol Spence made where he stated this could be his last fight. We already know the trauma he suffered in the Terrence Crawford fight, the trauma he suffered in the car accident, the multiple eye injuries, etc. So the question has been asked to me, do I think Errol Spence is either injured or second-guessing himself? And I believe it's neither. I strongly believe Errol Spence is either was sleeping due to the time difference, forgot, or Errol Spence simply is playing mind games. Errol Spence is not getting cold feet. He's been doing this since he was a kid. Errol Spence ain't second-guessing himself. Even though he suffered that loss to Terrence Crawford, he's still extremely confident in himself and his abilities. He brought in Brian Mendoza to help spar. And in that sparring session, Brian Mendoza stated, if y'all overlooking Errol Spence, y'all are drastically mistaken because he going to show up and show out. Now, remember, Brian Mendoza himself fought Tszyu, and he lost to Tszyu. But Errol Spence is bringing in world-class sparring partners. He got Jamal Charlo there. Errol Spence, is now training with well-renowned Hall of Fame trainer Ronnie Shields in Houston. Errol Spence is in complete shape. He ain't second-guessing himself, and I highly doubt that he's injured. And even if he was injured, that has nothing to do with him showing up to the press conference, because he could show up to the press conference injured, and you wouldn't know none the wiser. Period. So I just think, me personally, I don't know what it was. I think it was Errol Spence just playing mind games on Tszyu. You saw how frustrated Tszyu was. Tszyu is going to fight frustrated, right? He's talking about he's going to stop Errol Spence. He's going to do the same thing worse than Sebastian Fundora did to Keith Thurman, etc., etc. He told you excuse me, in the interview with Andre Ward, he saw everything Tszyu said in his, he just did his media workout. He showed up for that. Did he look nervous, non-confident, or injured? No. I just think that Errol Spence is playing mind games on Tszyu to get under his skin, and I think it's working. And I think Errol Spence is going to stop Tszyu by the 11th round. But let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.